Welcome to Drexel University's commencement exercises and to Citizens Bank Park. Please direct your attention to the right field side of the park and to the Fanavision screens. And welcome the 2026 graduates of Drexel University as they enter the park. Please welcome the class of 2026. welcome deans and representatives from Drexel's colleges and schools. Graduates are encouraged to recognize your college or school as each enters. College of Arts and Sciences, led by Dean David Brown. Of Biomedical Engineering, Science, and Health Systems, led by Dean and Distinguished University Professor Paul Brant Ralph. Bennett S. LeBeau College of Business, led by Dean and R. John Chappell Jr., Dean's Chair. Vivas Madan. College of Computing and Informatics, led by Interim Dean Ali Shukufande. School of Education, led by Interim Dean Arutis Foster. College of Engineering, led by Interim Dean and E. Warren Kohlauer Chair, Kapil Dandekar. Charles D. Close School of Entrepreneurship, led by Dean and Silverman Family Professor of Entrepreneurial Leadership, Donna DeCarolis. Custom Designed Majors, C.R. Chuck and Annette Pannoni Honors College, led by Dean Neville Vaccaria. Thomas R. Klein School of Law, led by Dean Daniel Filler. Antoinette Westfall College of Media Arts and Design, led by Interim Dean Deb Rubin. College of Medicine, led by Walter H. and Leonore Annenberg, Dean and Senior Vice President of Medical Affairs, Charles Cairns. College of Nursing and Health Professions, led by Dean Emily Roper. Pennsylvania College of Optometry, led by Dean Josephine Ibaranke. Richard C. Goodwin College of Professional Studies, led by Associate Dean and Executive Director Brian Ellis. Dana and David Dornsife School of Public Health, led by Dana and David Dornsife Dean Gina Lovasi. Please direct your attention to the third base side of the park and welcome President Merlot and members of his stage party. Please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem. Please be seated and remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. Please welcome Dr. Suvir Sahu, Senior Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Success.
Good evening, class of 2026. You did it! To all of you, welcome to this special moment, your moment. As the Senior Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Success, it was my distinct privilege to be among the first to welcome and introduce you to the Drexel University community. Today, I am equally honored to be the first to offer my heartfelt congratulations as you reach this extraordinary milestone, your graduation. This is a time of celebration. Enjoy it. This ceremony is a tribute to your dedication, and I hope you embrace every moment with joy and pride. As you listen to today's distinguished speakers, I encourage you to reflect on the journey that led you here, the challenges you faced, the growth you experienced, and the memories you created. And when the time comes to turn your tassel, know that you are not just concluding a chapter, you are stepping forward as a proud alum, having fully earned that distinction. It'll something that you will carry forever as a Drexel Dragon. We are immensely proud of you and deeply grateful for all that you have contributed to our university. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Please welcome the President of Drexel University, Dr. Antonio Merlot.
Good evening. My name is Antonio Merlot, and this is my first commencement as president of Drexel University. To begin, I am thrilled to offer a great Philadelphia welcome to all our guests, friends, and visitors. To the parents of our graduates, to their siblings and grandparents, to their aunts, uncles, cousins, and all the relations here in Citizens Bank Park and joining us online, my special greetings. Today, you become members of the Drexel family. You are all dragons now. Most of all, to this wonderful class of 2026, congratulations. I have been president of Drexel University only since July. You are leaving just as I'm arriving. So the question naturally occurs, was it something I said? We all know the answer to that. It is not something I said. It was something you did. In the few short months we have been together, you have had little opportunity to get to know me. But I have been watching and paying attention and learning about you, your many achievements, your accomplishments in the classroom and outside of it, your wonderful spirit, all of which led me to ask, in these few short minutes I have to address you today, what help, what insight, what words of wisdom can I possibly offer as you begin this next great adventure in your lives? After much thought, I concluded there was only one possible answer. Only one truly useful thing I could offer. And so today, I'm gonna teach you some Italian. Specifically, I am going to teach you a useful Italian phrase that says so much about this special day and what you are here to celebrate. This will be a speak and repeat Italian lesson, so get ready. Now, a fun fact. I am standing above second base. You are all behind home plate. The distance from second base to home plate is precisely 127 feet, 3 3/8 inches. Or, as we Italians would say, what? They couldn't use meters? But 127 feet is a long distance. So in this Italian lesson, you are going to have to speak loudly. Class of 2026, can you be loud? Can you please make some noise? Excellent. So this phrase is just 3 words, and we are going to learn each word individually. So repeat after me. And parents, families, friends, you can join us. After all, we are all part of the Drexel family now. First word, olio. Olio. Now you say it. Good. The second word is di. Di. Now you say it. Very good. The last word is gomito. Gomito. Let's hear. Yes. So now let's put it all together. Olio di gomito. Say with me. Excellent. But now, please say it like you're an Italian. Olio di gomito. Excellent. This is a useful Italian phrase for you to remember. And before you're pulling out your phones to use Google Translate, I will tell you what it means. Literally, olio di gomito translates to oil of the elbow, or as we say here in America, good old-fashioned elbow grease. When I was a child growing up, my parents would say to me, just as all Italian parents say to their children, mettici un po' di olio di gomito, put some elbow grease into the, do the hard work. And that class of 2026 is exactly what you have done. When I began my remarks by asking why, when I'm just arriving, you are suddenly leaving, the answer is olio di gomito. You have done the hard work that brought you to this day. You have arrived here because you have earned it. I need not tell you what a special place Drexel University is. We educate not for pedigrees, but for purpose. At Drexel, we say, an education should not only be good, but good for something. Those are the words of our founder, A.J. Drexel. You have heard them before, but they especially resonate today. Fully 30% of our student body, that's nearly a third of each class, including this great class of 2026, will be the first in their family to earn a college diploma. The education you received here will change the trajectory of your lives and that of all the generations that follow. This class is graduating into a challenging economy and a difficult job market, but don't let that discourage you. Have faith in what you have achieved and in the numbers that define your Drexel education. Nearly all of you participated in co-op or an experiential learning opportunity. And we hear back about this. Our employer partners consistently tell us that Drexel students are not only well prepared for work, but that they would consider hiring you. And in fact, half get jobs offers from the co-op employer. Historically, within a year of graduation, 96% of our graduates are employed or enrolled in graduate school. Those who go into the job market find their situation not just satisfying, but rewarding. And they're already making measurably more than the national average. As any good economist will tell you, early gains of this nature are particularly powerful because they compound across a lifetime of earnings. This is why our graduates, Drexel graduates, are among the top 3% in lifetime earnings of all university students across the country. So yes, the skies may feel uncertain right now. The seas may seem a little rough, but you're not stepping into this moment unprepared. You are stepping into it equipped, experienced, and ready to succeed. Have confidence in that. Believe in what you have accomplished here, because this is exactly what you're preparing for. Fundamentally, a Drexel education delivers something more. We are dedicated to preparing students not just for your first job, but for your culminating last job as well. What has defined us from the beginning and makes us so very different than most other universities is that first and foremost, we are committed to an education accessible and available to anyone willing to work hard for it. And that's where you come in. That's what your family and friends and all of us here are here to celebrate today. Olio di gomito. You have done the hard work. This is a day of celebration you truly have earned. Earlier, I told you that I stand before you 127 feet 3 inches from home plate. In baseball, that's the distance the catcher must throw the ball to catch a player trying to steal second base. Members of the grade class of 2026, today you cannot be caught. You have already made it. And I know in my heart you are going to knock it out of the ballpark. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Please welcome Rohit Varma Nadimpally, former president of the Graduate Student Association, who is graduating today from the College of Computing and Informatics. Rohit will address us on behalf of the graduate class of 2026.
Thank you. Thank you, President Merlo, for teaching us some Italia. Do you know how a sword is forged? For people who are Googling it, don't Google it. I'll tell you. But first, to President Merlo, Provost Jensen, the Board of Trustees, Senior Vice President Subir Sahu, Associate Vice President Katie Chumlinsky, the administration, our keynote speaker, Dr. Mugega Cooper, our faculty and family here tonight, thank you. And to the class of 2026, congratulations. My name is Rohit Varma Nadimpally. I'm a master's student at College of Computing and Informatics, and I come from the coastal city of Visakhapatnam, India. It's an honor to speak for you tonight. 2.5 years ago, I walked into my first classroom not knowing a single soul, quietly rehearsing, "Hello, my name is Rohit," in my head. Some of us crossed oceans to be in that room. Some of us came from work for a 6 p.m. class. Then the quarter system, it hit us. 10 weeks, just as you learned everyone's name, the term is done. It took me a full quarter to figure out which building does not belong to Drexel. 3 assignments, 3 projects a quarter, 20 hours of work on campus, co-op, research, applications, chores, laundry, and a lot of halal food trucks. But somewhere between those assignments, the presentations, the jobs, and the quarter system, something happened to all of us. We all changed. So let's go back to the sword. A sword is not born strong. It starts as an ordinary metal. You throw it into the fire, hot enough to destroy it. You hammer it again and again, every strike reshaping it, every scar making it sharper. And just when it's time, it can't take it anymore, you plunge it into the cold water. And there, finally, it learns balance. That was us. The fire was the deadlines and the sleepless nights. The hammer was every rejection email. Every now we doubted we belonged here. And the cold water was each other. The classmate who shared their notes, the friend who picked up at 2 p.m., thank you, Manish. We all had that 11:58 movement, staring at deadline, thinking, I definitely chose a wrong degree, till today. Mine arrived with every LinkedIn rejection email. And yet, here we are, still standing. Because being a dragon was never about being fearless. It's about refusing to quit. And none of us did this alone. So to the mentors, the managers, the faculty who pushed us exactly as hard we needed, thank you. And to my family and my friends watching here tonight and watching back home, thank you. The degree is yours too. So class of 2026, the pressure didn't break us. It forged us. Once a dragon, always a dragon. Congratulations.
Please welcome Jolynn Jacob, former president of the Undergraduate Student Government Association, who is graduating today from the College of Arts and Sciences and the College of Computing and Informatics. Jolynn will address us on behalf of the undergraduate class of 2026.
Before we begin, I want to extend my gratitude to the Board of Trustees, President Merlot, University administration, faculty, staff, Suvir Sahu, and Katie Zamolinsky for the opportunity to speak today. And most importantly, congratulations, class of 2026. On behalf of the Undergraduate Student Government Association, and as your former undergraduate student body president, it is an honor to celebrate this moment with you. Truthfully, I never imagined I would be standing here today. The closest I got to leadership in high school was being president of the astronomy club, where watching Star Wars was the main curriculum. But somewhere along the way at Drexel, leadership started to feel less like something I achieved and more like something I owed to the communities that had shown up for me. I found community in a few different ways at Drexel, in student organizations, classrooms, and even in study groups where nobody had studied, but we all came together last minute to make sure we were prepared enough. And one of the most impactful communities during my time at Drexel was our neighbors in Powelton Village. Through advocacy and partnership, I learned from their stories, their wisdom, and their deep care for our neighborhood. And when I was trying to find my first off-campus apartment, those same neighbors showed up for me. They sent listings, vetted landlords, and reminded me that community is not just something we talk about, but something we do for one another. And of course, there is no community like Philadelphia's, especially in the people who organize, advocate, and celebrate the city, including gathering at City Hall when the Eagles win the Super Bowl. Philly has always reminded us that a voice is not just something we hold, but something we use. As the city marks 250 years of the nation's history, we are reminded that change has always depended on people willing to speak, question, imagine, and push for something better. And we are graduating into a world that is moving very quickly, where we can generate, automate, and optimize more than ever. But what cannot be replicated so easily is the lived experience behind our ideas. The communities that shaped us, the questions we carry, and the humor, doubt, courage, and care that make our voices uniquely our own. And our voices will not always be perfect. They will sometimes be uncertain. Sometimes that means writing a 5-page paper at the last possible minute, powered by caffeine, that is both imperfect and unfinished, but somehow your favorite piece you've ever written. Our voices are human because they are imperfect, and they are creative because they are unfinished. Our voices matter because they are connected to the people and places that made us. Nobody has taught me this lesson more than my family. Amma and Dad, thank you for teaching me the importance of working for what you have and speaking up for what you don't. And to my little brother, Joel, thank you for being my biggest supporter and my best friend. You remind me that even when we feel strongly, we can still choose to be kind. So as we leave Drexel, let us carry the communities that taught us how to speak into our workplaces, our neighborhoods, our families, and the places we'll go next. Class of 2026, may we keep showing up, speaking honestly, and using our voices to build community worthy of the people who helped get us here. Congratulations and go Drags.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Merlot as he introduces Dr. Mujige Cooper.
It is my pleasure to introduce a remarkable Drexel alumna whose journey exemplifies the curiosity, determination, and impact that define a Drexel education. Dr. Mujige Cooper, widely known as Dr. Mu, has gone from dragon to real-life guardian of the galaxy, leading efforts at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory to protect distant worlds while we advance humanity's search for life beyond Earth. From her graduate research at Drexel to her leadership on groundbreaking missions, including the Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter, Dr. Cooper has demonstrated how bold ideas and scientific discovery can change our understanding of what is possible. We are honored to welcome her back to celebrate the class of 2026. I am confident her words will inspire our graduates as they embark on their own next chapters. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Cooper.
Thank you, President Merlo, for having me today, Drexel Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and all of you. What an honor it is to be here sitting in this stadium, the same stadium I sat in 18 years ago, the very same year that Brad Lidge led the Phillies to a World Series championship. During his race to the pennant, he was dubbed the perfect closer. The perfect closer, for those who may not know, or a closer, the job, is to come when the game is really close at the final inning and to secure that win. Out of all 48 opportunities that Lidge had to close the Phillies game, he closed every single one and struck out the opposing player, every time, including the final game where the Phillies won the World Series. When he successfully closed the game, all of the fans, except myself, poured out into the streets on Broad Street and did a lot of celebrating, to include climbing the poles. And they did it so much so that the next year, in 2009, when we were up for the World Series championship again, the Crisco police came out and they covered the poles with a grease-like Crisco substance. That was the first time that technique was ever used, and it came in handy, like in 2018 when the Eagles won their championship. That year, the 2008 and 2009 Phillies and the fans taught me a great lesson in determination and resilience. But no matter what sport you're into, whether it's the race to the pennant or a race to turn in your essays on Canvas, everyone today has participated in some sort of race. In fact, your very existence today proves that you have won at least one race in your life. Congratulations. That moment when you cross this threshold that indicates that all of your work, all of that hard work is now over, that is called the finish line. And today, I want to talk to you about the power of a finish line. To get to this very moment, you all have been on the grind for years and years. Late night study sessions, group projects that begin as chaos and somehow turns into something very beautiful that you and your classmates are very proud of. I couldn't help but to remind myself to Drexel and my times trying to spend as little money as possible while getting the most out of the city. I would use my Dragon card to take shuttles for free, to get discounted tickets at sports games, and discounted tickets at the Wilma Theater. Now, if anyone in this audience works for the CIA or FBI or NSA, please hire whoever is in charge of the Wilma Theater advertisement department, because I have moved 7 times since I graduated, and I still get the Wilma Theater flyers in my mailbox. And of course, I have many fond memories at the New Deck Tavern when I had a thirst for more than knowledge, when the legend Paul Kelly made sure that our thirst was always quenched. Most of all, I remember the multicultural experiences on this campus, that exposed me to rich and vibrant cultures presented by various student organizations who I'm sure are here today. In my day, the event of the year was the annual Diwali Lights Festival at the main building hosted by Disha and Pragati. Now, I hear that there's a K-pop World Festival competition, a Hispanic Heritage Month Festival, and the Drexel Mediterranean Ensemble, among many other groups. Yes, they're here. Yep. That open invitation to celebrate with anyone and everyone, that swirl of colorful tapestries during the dance performances, and the emotions of connection with different cultures, that is what stays with me to this day, and it's very unique to Drexel. I am thankful for the access that Drexel provided. I was able to meet a real-life astronaut and alumnus, Chris Ferguson, who took the time to talk to each student and shake our hands. I cherish how top companies came back and judged at our poster research day that allowed us to have direct connection to companies that could possibly hire us in the future. There are so many memories that are always my touch point back to this great institution. And I know you all have banked your memories that will keep you connected to Drexel. But who we are today, right now, is created and shaped by many things. We are an aggregate of our experiences. Before Drexel, I learned a lot of experiences through my home life and through my childhood. People assume that I have everything together because of where I work and what I do, but let me clear that up for you. I was not a child prodigy, I was not a math whiz, and in fact, I took remedial classes in reading and in math. My childhood family dynamics were complicated, and science was distant and abstract. Not something that shouts, future scientist. I didn't understand the why behind why I should care about science until years later, after my father passed away. I was about 12 years old. I went to the public library and rented the first VHS of Carl Sagan's The Cosmos. Now I have to pause here and explain what a VHS is. It is a primitive brick of plastic that us cave people use to record footage on a strip of magnetic tape that we could review as much as we want, and God forbid we didn't review this magnetic tape or rewind the magnetic tape, we would get dinged with extra fees. Anyway, in that VHS tape, he discusses the concept of a cosmic calendar, and that is the entire existence of our universe, 13.8 billion years, compressed onto one 12-month calendar year. The Big Bang would be on January 1st, and where we are today would be the stroke of midnight on December 31st. Now, imagining that calendar in your mind's eye and seeing that the first forms of life show up around the end of September, that's microbes. Okay, so the microbes show up end of September. Where do you think humans show up on this cosmic calendar? 8 minutes before midnight on December 31st. Let that sink in. Out of the entire space of that entire calendar, humans show up only 8 minutes before the ball drop. That changed my life. It gave me perspective. It showed me that while my life was significant and what I was going through was significant, that I'm part of a bigger space and things are bigger than my own circumstances. My existence was part of a grander universe, and there was a place for me, and there's a place for you too. At that moment, I had my why I wanted to do what I'm doing today. And I just wanted to be like Carl Sagan. I became impatient, I took extra courses during the summer, and I applied to college when I was 15. And that was the first lesson that I had in failure. After I got my rejection letter from college, I took the time to really understand that what I and what we do with the no's that we hear is what will truly shape our future successes. After dusting myself off and reading the rejection letter one more time, I saw the path to a yes. I didn't have high enough SAT scores, and I didn't have the right prerequisites to start. So there, that was my path, and I knew how to change that no to a yes. So the next year, I applied again, and I got in, and that kicked off my research start. During the school years, I worked at the school. During the summers, I worked at NASA Langley as a co-op. And that is where I fell in love with plasma physics, which led to my PhD studies here at Drexel. And shout out to Alex Friedman, Professor Friedman. He was my mentor at the time and advisor. And that experience is what I gratefully carry to this day. I was awarded a NASA fellowship that supported my education and allowed me to build a connection with scientists that had freezers filled with the most extreme microbes you can find on our planet. Microbes that we found high up in the stratosphere, and microbes that could withstand more radiation than humans before it died. My job today, while not being exactly like Carl Sagan, is in planetary protection, protecting the planets that we're trying to explore so that we can search for signs of life in the universe. So while it's not the same, it's close enough. Now, I have to tell you the truth. This power of a finish line that I'm trying to talk to you about, it's a trick. It's a trick based on the central governor theory. Your brain acts as a central governor, which triggers a feeling of exhaustion in your muscles long before they fail to protect your body from overexertion. However, as soon as your eyes see a finish line, your brain quickly recalculates, lifting those safety brakes and allowing you to use that extra energy that it was hiding from you. Because just right there, in a few steps, is rest. This tactic may also feel familiar if you go to gym classes where the trainer counts down and they're like, 10 more seconds, give me all that you got. Tricking your brain to lift its perceived physical limitations for that final push. But after they count you down, they give you yet another set of exercises. You feel like it's finally time to rest, but surprise, that particular race is over, but you're transitioning into something new. Turn to your neighbor and tell them, we're only just beginning. I remember working on the Mars 2020 mission for 7 years of my life, sampling piece parts and scaffolds of structures that took shape over time, forming something recognizable, the rover, the helicopter. These parts were built and tested, stacked on a rover, and pushed out to the launch pad, culminating to launch day. T-minus 3, 2, 1, and we have liftoff. I was so proud to reach that finish line as a single tear streamed down my face. We just had just enough thrust to cross over that finish line. And that rocket had just enough inertia, enough momentum to overcome inertia. And to be honest, I was quietly talking to myself as the rocket was going up. Go, 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 get off the ground. Because my finish line would not be crossed until I saw that bright light fade from my eyes. But when I turned to my colleague, excited to cross that finish line, she quickly reminded me, Moo, we're just beginning. We have to get to Mars. We had given our all, we lifted the emergency brakes, we pushed ourselves over the line, only to learn that this is in fact just the start of another race. So as you experience the crossing of a major finish line, first of all, we should stop and really celebrate you. The years upon years that you that got to where you are today. I would also like to thank your brain, which persevered and protected your vessel up until this point and allowed itself to trick your body to see these finish lines and do this one final push to get you here. But now what? You will face many challenges that you will see coming. We can all guess what that looks like. You'll get busy, you'll get tired, you'll get too many emails, you'll be invited to too many meetings that should have been emails, you'll have to pay full price for things because the photo on your Dragon card becomes a stretch. Let's be honest, we all used our student ID longer than we needed to. And then there are challenges that you won't see coming, what I call the unknown unknowns. And the best way to tackle these unknown unknowns are threefold: your knowledge, your community, and your toolkit. First, the knowledge. This is the knowledge that you've gained here at Drexel. You read your textbooks, you did the homework, you've done the exercises, and that is the solid foundation upon which you stand. The second way to tackle the unknown unknowns is through your community. The same community that is here today that would have sat here in the rain if it was raining today. And it could be your fellow classmates, your future coworkers, your family by blood, your family by choice, like your mentors. And big shout out to my mentor, Sasha Friedman, and Moon Choi that got me here today, my community. Because your community helped to provide that rocket fuel, that extra bit of food so you can study late for that exam, or that extra bit of comfort when you had that grade where you thought you could have done better, for that tough love when you need it. They are going to be your grounding in the future. Then the third and very important way to tackle the unknown unknowns is your toolkit. It's when you do everything right, yet your project gets canceled. And you have to be agile, scoping out the landscape to see where and how to pivot to a different approach, to a different way of communicating, a different customer that may need the same skill sets, but applied to a completely different industry. You may not remember an exact definition or an equation, but you'll remember that Drexel taught you how to tackle the problems and how to tackle the challenges. I guarantee you that most of the challenges that you'll face will be shaped by what you learned directly in the classroom and what you learned indirectly, what you learned in the class and between the classes. So you may be asking yourself, am I ready? Why, yes. Yes, you are. You're ready because of your curiosity. Curiosity is what got you here. Not certainty, not perfection, not having it all figured out. Curiosity is what allowed you to ask the right questions and dig deeper into the heart of the problem. You're here because of your ingenuity to tackle a problem and really dissect it and search for inventive solutions. You're ready because of your ability to find your community and help tackle the problem with many minds. So instead of asking yourself, am I ready? I invite you to ask yourself, am I still curious? Am I still ingenious? Do I have my squad? And then there's your next finish line. What does that look like for you? Norman Vincent Pearl once famously said, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And he's technically correct, but to be honest, this saying always bothered me because the moon is roughly 239,000 miles away from us, and the closest star, Proxima Centauri, is about 25 trillion miles. So the moon is far closer. So instead, I would like to invite you to aim for the stars, and who knows, someone here may be the next person to miss and land on the actual moon. What I didn't realize until recently is that when you launch from Drexel, you're on a trajectory. And if there's anything that we know about space exploration, is that trajectories are constantly adjusted. You don't launch a mission and hope for the best. We course correct, we adapt, we respond to new data. And sometimes things go off script, the unknown unknowns. So if life doesn't go exactly to plan, congratulations, you are operating exactly as designed. You are a generation that has already navigated unprecedented change. You learned, you adapted, you were ingenious, and persevered. You've watched industries evolve in real time, and you're now positioned to help shape it. And as you do, never lose your sense of humanity. As much as I talk about science, technology, discovery, none of it matters if we forget how to treat one another. At the end of the day, we are all sharing this singular speck of rock surrounded by a thin, fragile envelope of breathable atmosphere that is hurling through the vacuum death pit of space together. And last time I checked, we are still the only confirmed life forms in the universe. And that means that we are all distinctively extraordinary. And how we show up for each other truly matters. So here I am on my latest flyby of Drexel, a galactic body formed by a collection of bright stars before me today. As you venture out in your journey, find ways to share your knowledge and wisdom to help make this world a better place. Your future is bright and filled with many celebrations at many finish lines. And no matter how much grease or Crisco that is thrown your way, may it not work against you in your ascent. And may you instead leverage the laws of physics to work that grease in your favor and climb the proverbial pole of victory straight to the top. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
On behalf of everyone at Drexel University, I thank you for your powerful and inspirational remarks. One more round of applause.
President Merlot will now confer the university's degrees. As I announce your college or school, please rise and remain standing until all colleges and schools have been announced and President Merlot confers all degrees. The candidates for degrees in the C.R. Chuck and Annette Pannoni Honors College. The candidates for degrees in the Charles D. Close School of Entrepreneurship. The candidates for degrees in the Richard C. Goodwin College of Professional Studies. The candidates for degrees in the Dana and David Dornsife School of Public Health. The candidates for degrees in the School of Biomedical Engineering, Science, and Health Systems. The candidates for degrees in the School of Education. The candidates for degrees in the Thomas R. Klein School of Law. The candidates for degrees in the College of Medicine. The candidates for degrees in the Pennsylvania College of Optometry. The candidates for degrees in the College of Computing and Informatics. The candidates for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences. The candidates for degrees in the Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design. The candidates for degrees in the College of Nursing and Health Professions. the candidates for degrees in the College of Engineering, and the candidates for degrees in the Bennett S. LeBeau College of Business.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Drexel University, under the charter issued by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and upon recommendation of your faculty, I confer upon you the doctoral, master's, or bachelor's degree to which you are entitled with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to all our graduates.
It's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Bernard Green, Chair of the Board of Governors for the Drexel Alumni Association, who brings greetings to the university's newest alums.
Good evening, Dragons. You did it. Congratulations on your graduation and crossing the finish line. And as chair of the Alumni Board of Governors, allow me to welcome you to the Drexel alumni family. Yeah, let's clap it up. Your affiliation with Drexel will have value long into your future. Drexel was your home for the past 4 or 5 years, and as you leave and begin your careers, your families, your life adventures, please remember to stay connected with your alma mater. Drexel alumni serve a unique role as Drexel's link to the past and support for the future. So volunteer, attend an alumni event in your area, and become a lifelong supporter of this great institution, so that many more generations can continue to benefit from what Drexel has to offer. Now, it is my distinct honor to officially transform you into Drexel alumni. Are you ready? I think we could do better. Are you ready? On the count of 3, please switch your tassel from right to left. 1, 2, 3. On behalf of the Drexel Alumni Board of Governors and more than 200,000 Drexel alumni worldwide, congratulations. I wish you all the very best in everything that you do.
Congratulations to the class of 2026. So just a few final words as we close tonight's ceremony. Let us thank a few key individuals who were instrumental in ensuring that tonight was a success. First, our incredible faculty have educated, mentored, and supported all of you during every step of your Drexel journey. And leading our faculty is Dr. Kevin Owens, the chair of the Drexel Faculty Senate, who has been an incredible partner and worked tirelessly for this Drexel community. I invite Dr. Owens to please stand. Let's recognize him and all Drexel faculty members. Shifting to tonight's festivities, staging a ceremony of this complexity and scale at a major league ballpark takes an enormous amount of planning, coordination, cooperation, and hard work from so many people. So I want to thank the Philadelphia Phillies organization, our partners in planning and hosting this university commencement. Go Phillies! We are also grateful to all the volunteers, ground crews, ushers, and everyone on Drexel Student Success, Alumni Relations, and event planning teams. You all hit it out of the park. And finally, let me thank the beloved public address voice of the Phillies, Dan Baker, for serving as our Master of Ceremonies today. Now, I declare this 139th commencement of Drexel University to be officially adjourned. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Congratulations, Drexel University, class of 2026.